So, TK, we're going to read The Universe, a first discovery book by Scholastic. What does this say? Many astronomers think that our universe was created a very, very long time ago in a gigantic explosion called the Big Bang. Turn the page to see our universe today. Ooh. Here are the 9 planets of the solar system. Oops, that's the rug. We have little Mercury, Venus, our Earth, Mars, Jupiter, where's Saturn? There's Saturn, Uranus, Neptune, and they actually don't consider Pluto a planet anymore, but they used to. It's kind of just like a giant rock. It takes 1 year for Earth to travel around the sun. It takes 1 day or 24 hours for Earth to spin around it. The page got broken a little bit. Right. There's the moon, and there is the Earth. What does it say down there? It takes about 1 month for the moon to travel around the Earth. From 1969 to 1972, Americans sent astronauts to explore the surface of the moon. The moon has no air. The surface is covered with high mountains and deep craters. And here is the magic page. And there we have an astronaut. Astronauts traveled on foot and in lunar rovers or moon buggies while on the moon. They brought back hundreds of pounds of moon rocks and no green cheese. Okay, the next page says, our Earth is made up of layers. Crust, that's what we live on, like a bread crust. The mantle, this place here, and the outer and the inner core. Mars, Venus, and Mercury are rocky. Mercury looks like the moon, but much hotter. Mars has the deepest canyon and the highest mountains known in the solar system. The Magellan spacecraft found that underneath the thick poisonous clouds, the surface of Venus is marked with volcanoes. Jupiter is the biggest of planets. It is made of gases. Saturn's rings are mostly chunks of ice. And Uranus is made of gases that make it blue-green, while Neptune's gases make it blue. The sun is an enormous ball of hot gas that produces light. The spacecraft Ulysses began studying in 1995. That's probably where we got all those cool pictures. The naked eye can see thousands of stars. With binoculars, you can see hundreds of thousands. With a telescope, millions. Look for the Big and Little Dipper. The handle of the star of the Little Dipper right here is the North Pole. And then the Big Dipper's stars point right to it. And this one never moves in the sky from the way we look at it. And there's a kid with binoculars. And then we turn the page, and there is outer space. And there is a giant telescope. Galaxies are made of stars, and the galaxies come in many different shapes. Our galaxy, the Milky Way, is a spiral. See, it's spiraling around there. Our solar system is on the inside edge of one of the outer arms you see in this picture. Our galaxy is one of billions in years. Young stars are blue when are blue, white, hot. And then there is our star, the sun, and boom, boom. At the end of a star's life, stars swell and then explode. Most become so small you can't see them. They're called white dwarfs. And then here's a little bit about space history. There's some rocket ships. That's the end of that book. And now we have Earthlets, as explained by Professor Zargle. Oh, letter X, that's what we're studying this week. By Jeannie Willis, illustrated by Tony Ross. Oops. Good morning, class. Today we're going to learn about Earthlets. Earthlets come in different colors, pink, brown, black, and yellow, but not green. They have one head, but only 2 eyes. And they have 2 short tentacles and 2 long ones, with feelers on the ends. They use their feelers to help them catch wild animals called Fluffy and Kitty. Fluffy and Kitty. Earthlets grow fur on their heads, but not enough to keep them warm. Brrr, baby looks cold. So they are wrapped in the fuzz of sheep. He's got his wool sweater on. Earthlings called grandmas unravel the fuzz. Then with 2 pointed sticks, they make them into earthlet wrappers. What a nice grandma. Earthlets are born without fangs. At first, they drink only milk through a hole in their face called a mouth. When they finish the milk, they are patted and squeezed so they won't explode. After an earthlet grows fangs, the parent earthling sometimes takes a banana or the egg of a hen and mashes it with a shiny tool. The mash is put on a little shovel and tipped into the earthlet's mouth, nose, and ears. Earthlets often leak. When they do, their bottom tentacles are raised so the earthlet can be pinned into a white cloth or sealed in a soft paper with tape. During the day, the earthlets collect dirt, fluffy hair, milk, and banana mash. Then they are placed in a plastic capsule with warm water and a floating bird. After stoking, they must be dried carefully so they won't shrink. Then they are sprinkled with dust so they won't stick to things. An earthlet can be recognized by its roar. To quiet the earthlet, the father earthling flings it into the atmosphere, but he never drops it. If the earthlet keeps roaring, its mother pulls its feelers and said, "This little piggy went to market," until the earthlet makes hee noises. At night, the earthlet goes to a place called Betty Bye. This is a rocking box that is soft inside. A small bear called Teddy lives there. That is the end of today's lesson. Now, let's all put on our disguises and go see some real earthlets. The spaceship leaves for planet Earth in 5 minutes.